Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, all of my beautiful friends from the internet. I hope each and every single one of you is doing absolutely spectacular on this fine, glorious Tuesday morning, or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or night. Welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. Remember, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It helps out the show immensely, so please go ahead and do that. Remember, you can respond to this week's episode's question. So, a little bit of a preface here. We had some technical issues last week with people not seeing the comments, and I wasn't really able to read out the comments very well last week, and it wasn't appearing on Spotify. So I contacted Spotify, and they said that they're rolling out a new feature. It's actually called comments. So I have to go and manually approve the comments again, but I think they're getting rid of they might be getting rid of the character limit, and I guess, I don't know, it's a little bit more like commenting on YouTube or on a YouTube video or something like that. So I contacted them about this. They said that the feature is still rolling out, so we're still seeing a little bit of lag with this happening, which is unfortunate. So with that said, please go ahead and, for the time being, until this issue is fixed, please go ahead and check Spotify to make sure. Just click on the description of the episode and see if you're allowed to comment. But if you're not allowed to comment just yet, please go over to our subreddit, r/Reddit Asks Us, and comment on the new weekly episode mega thread, and I'll read those responses out. Or head over to my YouTube channel and go and comment under the video on my YouTube channel, and I will read those responses out loud on this week's episode and following week's episodes, until we can actually have our comments feature back on Spotify. Remember, this is an ad-supported show, so we will take a break after reading the comments from last week, and then we will head right in, and then there'll be another break, 20 to 30 minutes into the show after that. Please check out my Instagram, my TikTok, and my YouTube channel, where I post new short-form content every single day. That's Reddit Asks Us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. There is short-form content I get posted every single day. It's super fun to make, and it's really enjoyable content to just binge. And I guess that's it. Join the subreddit, and I guess really that's kind of all that she wrote. So we are going to hop into last week's episode. So the Would You Rather from last week's episode was, would you rather see a highlight reel of all of your laughs and the best times you've laughed, or other people's best moments of you? So it was a 70-30 split on this one. We had 10 votes, so thank you for everybody for voting. The 70 was the best moments. And you know what? I can see that, because it would be nice to see. I mean, we're all curious. We're all so curious what other people think of us. We all have that little voice in the back of our head that's like, wonder what this person thinks about us. I mean, do they think that I'm like, that I've got major riz, or do they think that I'm kind of, a little bit goated with the sauce, or what? Like, I'm trying to see if y'all think I'm goated. So I just need to see the highlight reel of the best moments, and maybe I might just figure that out. Anyways, yeah. So that was kind of a pretty obvious split there. But you know what? I'm glad we got some votes for the laughing one, because I was kind of low-key advocating for the laughing one. So why don't we go ahead and read out the comments from last week? I think I'm going to go to the subreddit first. So the subreddit, we have... So yeah, last week's... I guess just read out last week's episode. So this is so confusing without Spotify's feature. I hate this. It's so annoying. Last week's episode was another iteration of what was the quickest way you've seen someone get fired. Remember, you don't have to comment something that's related to the episode per se. Sometimes, like, even if you just want to comment, say something about the show, please go ahead and do that. So first one comes from the topic. Firstly, why did you skip my comment? You literally said there was a comment from me and just didn't read it. It's fine though. I'm sorry. I got confused last week with all this weird stuff, and it's been annoying. So I will read the rest of your comment. Secondly, for the question, here's a funny one I found on the post. My roommate got a job at a burrito place, left for his first day, and I wished him good luck. I came home later and asked him how it went. He said he got fired. I laughed at him thinking it was a joke. No, apparently which was his first day wrong, and he was 2 days late. Finally, for the Would You Rather, I think the reel of all my best moments would be nice to keep on hand, especially if I'm feeling down or self-conscious. Have a great day, Luke. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's true. I guess if when the self-esteem is kind of hit a low point and you're just like, you know what? I could use a little boost right now. Everyone has those moments. Everyone has that time. Oh, I just got ghosted. Lovely. Love that for me. How about maybe a little pick me up like that would help. It would definitely, I think it would boost morale in the mind space. So thank you for commenting the topic. Next one comes from, well, I think this is Phil Savannah, but the Reddit username is I took a poop today, which is congratulations, but I believe this is Phil. Hey, Luke, I couldn't find the question on Spotify like you said, so hopefully you can get that fixed. Be glad you live in Canada because down here it's scorching lately. Yeah, I bet it's scorching in Savannah, Georgia. That, I bet, is insane. It's been hot here, too. Like, I don't really know what degree changes are from Celsius to Fahrenheit, but it's been like 30 degrees where I'm living at, and we live right on the ocean, so it's been humid. The hair has been large. My hair is doubled in size. So, also, since this week's question is a question that you've asked before, and it made me wonder, how do you choose the question to read off each week? Maybe if we have the question before, you can choose another one we've never done before, because it does get more difficult to respond to the question a second time with the same answer. No, 100%, for sure. I asked a friend to see if I could get a good couple of responses to this week's question, and this is what I got. He walked in and was told he was supposed to start work 2 days earlier. 2 unexcused, no call, no show. He was fired before he even showed up without knowing it. Man, that's like the last one. Maybe it's the same guy. Also, enjoy the Would You Rather that you've implemented. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you very much, Phil. So, in case anyone's wondering how I choose the question, I sort the posts by top posts of the week, but I generally choose the question based on the quality of the comments, because sometimes questions are interesting, but the comments are like wildly depressing. Or they're just like super inappropriate. It's like not safe for work stuff beyond what I feel like the scope of this podcast would be able to cover. Like, my goal is to be able to make jokes and have fun and enjoy the stories and kind of keep things fairly surface level and not really get super, have into deep discussions or anything like that. And I mean, it's not that we don't get there sometimes we do, but it's really based on the comments. So even though I might do a second iteration of an episode, it mostly has to do with the quality of the comments. And I do a pretty good job scouring the comment section, for comments. And some second iteration episodes, like the one today, are a little bit easier to answer than the ones in the past. So that kind of explains that. It's more based on like if I can make jokes and find the comments funny, because sometimes the question I'm like, yo, this is going to be so good. And it's like, oh, that's sad. That's also sad. This is wildly depressing. I think I'm just going to, There's no sense in which I could make an episode out of this. I'm not trying to make fun of somebody's crippling drug addiction. That's not funny. That's just sad, So, comment from YouTube. This one comes from JG Games 8007. This seems like an interesting take on my favorite topic of Reddit stories. Real people helps instead of AI. Well, thank you so much. We wouldn't be allowed to make the jokes if it was just AI reading off everything. Next one comes from Stressed Human. It's not letting me reply on Spotify or even see the question, so I'm responding here. I know, it's really annoying. He got fired 2 days into the job because he was telling the managers what to do, yelling at the coworkers, yelling at the residents. It was a retirement home, and that's highly illegal. He made all the women feel uncomfortable, and he never showered and bragged about it. He only got hired because he lied about knowing the executive director, which was quickly discovered. What is there to brag about when it comes to not showering? I don't understand the how do you make that connection? It's like, never clean myself. Like, you honestly, that's a myth, right? Like showering. That no one's actually gonna die. All right, the Mythbusters did a myth bust on it. I literally watched it. There's nowhere you can keep your toothbrush in your house without there being fecal matter on it. So what you're really just showering is just a waste of time. So what? My head has just naturally dreaded its hair together. That's what it's supposed to do. All right? This is what the universe intended for us. All right? Do you ever see, when was the last time you saw a chimp take a shower? Okay, when was the last time you saw a gorilla, get some Dove soap and start washing his underarms? No, it doesn't happen. All right? I have a natural musk. All right? That's what my mom says. She's like, "You have a natural musk, honey." It's like his mom's just completely, she can't smell. She got COVID and she lost the ability to smell. It's like, yeah, it's I can't even smell it that much. And it's like, well, yeah, because you have no sense of smell. You lost your sense of smell. It's completely gone. What smells faint to you is crippling to other people. Is actually just dementing other people. They are thinking about it as they go to sleep. They can never forget it. It's like a smell memory that's just replaying over, and it's PTSD but with smells. Just cannot get rid of the smell. That's disgusting. And the last one comes from Holo1470. Hey, it's me again after however many months. I've been listening pretty consistently for the past year and a half, and I still find myself listening to these weekly. Unfortunately, don't have a story for this episode, but it's cool to interact with the community despite being a little isolated due to being probably the only listener on Amazon Music. Anyways, I'll hopefully be back on YouTube for next week. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate the comment. And don't worry, you're not alone on Amazon Music. I think about 10% of my listens come from Amazon Alexas, which is like super weird. Like, I'm like, how does Alexa's like, yeah, let me hook you up. You want to know a great podcast? Let me just find some. Let me just peruse the algorithm here for you. Let me just scour the deepest darkest depths of the algorithm, and let me just throw this on your platter. How's this one? Reddit Asks Us. You ever heard of it? Hosted by Luke Dick. Wow. Yeah, I'm Amazon Alexa. Thank me later. It's like, really? How does that happen? I feel like it's Amazon Alexa's there's no context there. Alexa's not even AI. I don't even understand how it has the ability to like discern between, like, why is it suggesting my podcast? This is a very niche show. I don't understand. But I'm like, hey, I mean, I don't really care where you listen to the show from. We have a decent amount of listeners who listen from Pandora, so that's pretty cool. I have no idea how you would have found this show on Pandora, but geez, I'm thankful that you have. So we're gonna take. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Let's read off the Would You Rather for this week, and then we'll take a quick ad break. So the Would You Rather for this week was, would you rather have been born 10 years earlier or 10 years later? And it says here, your basic life circumstances would be the same family dynamics, economic situation, etc. So, part of me, if I'm looking back, being born in the 90s seems pretty cool, but I did love having an iPod and being able to download episodes of SpongeBob on my iPod as a kid. Like, that was kind of like a very prime experience. My DS? Are you joking? I loved my DS. Mario was the best. And I feel like kids nowadays only have better technology. They have like Switches and all this cool stuff. My little cousin, who's like 11, is always he's got a gaming computer. Like, I mean, I was never much of a gamer, but I feel like, I don't know, there might be some advantages here. It's like there's some advantages, some disadvantages, right? Because with, Gen A, you get brain rot, and millennials are, I love you, my millennials, I really do, but everybody knows millennial cringe is a real thing. Everyone knows it. Don't worry, I'm Gen Z, okay? I'm definitely going to be cringe at some point. At some point, the Gen A's are going to look up at us and be like, yeah, you guys are really fucking cringy, so, you guys can stop now. You guys can stop trying to be funny, because you're not funny anymore. We've taken over the scene. So, shoo. Yeah, I'm waiting for that moment when I'm not funny anymore. And I just have to accept the fact that my humor does not reach. But anyways, so that's the Would You Rather for this week. We're going to take a quick ad break, and then we're going to hop into today's episode. So welcome back to today's episode. I'm sure you've seen by the title, how did you mess around and find out? This is another iteration of a mess around and find out type of situation. I don't know if I told this story last time, but I remember, this is like a stupid thing, but I remember when I was younger, back in those days, back in that old time when I was younger, Yeah.
Back when we used to kick a ball around for fun, and it was a tumbleweed. We used to play football and soccer with a tumbleweed.
Anyways, I remember I climbed a batting cage one time when I was a kid, and I fell through, and my leg got stuck, and I tried to like pull it out, but it was scraping my leg because it was like a chain sort of fence type of thing. I don't know, fence, that school fence material or whatever, the metal fence, and so it caved in. And every time I would try to pull my leg out, the metal would like pull up and push up against my leg. So that was really tough to get out of. And I realized that, why am I climbing a batting cage? Why do I need to climb things? I had this incessant motivation to climb things, and then you fall, or you get your leg trapped, and you're thinking, wow, this is how I end up on 1,000 Ways to Die. This is my ending of life story. All right, I guess this is it. First one comes from Big Dreams Little Dick. Well, that's tough, I guess. I used to think I was a tough guy and talked a lot of shit about how I could kick my roommate's ass if I wanted to. He politely challenged me to a boxing match. That's how you know you're already fucked. When he politely challenged you, he's like, yeah, sure, why don't we strap on the gloves? He just turns into fucking Mike Tyson. He's just doing those fucking drills, the shadow boxing. His shadow is knocked out. He knocked out his own shadow. I took 2 hits, but didn't get a serious one in, and I went down. In retrospect, he was way cooler about it than he should have been. I was talking a lot of shit. And he brought out boxing gloves, even some foam helmet things. I went down like a bitch, lol. I firmly believe that every shit talker needs a good ass kicking once in a while, because that shit humbled me, and I'm a better man for it. If you're out there, Isaac, it's Jibs, and I'm sorry for talking shit. Jibs. Sounds like, isn't that Jeeves? Isn't that the guy from Men in Black? The guy who you can shoot his head off and it just keeps growing back? Yeah, you know what? I want to say I feel sympathy for you, but at the end of the day, it's kind of just like, well, talk shit, get hit. Isn't that the whole saying? Isn't there like a whole subreddit called Talk Shit, Get Hit? It's literally called Talk Shit, Get Hit. Like, I don't know what you were looking for out of this. Like, I feel like the worst people to talk shit to are the people who just stay silent. You know, they're kind of just like, yeah, no, it's, yeah, for sure. It's like, bro, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass, bro. I could just fucking punch your face into the ground, bro. Sure, cool, yeah, man, yeah. I mean, I've got boxing gloves. We can, if you want, we can go at it. Yeah, bro, I'll kick your fucking ass. Yeah, sure, yeah, you know, I guess I should let you know, I've got a black belt Taekwondo. I've been boxing since I was 10 years old. And I mastered judo. I am a sensei in judo. And wrestling, I was an all-state wrestler. So yeah, that's just to let you know beforehand, because I feel like it's, you know, important to add in context. He's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you. 2 seconds later, he's just like sleeping on the ground. He's like, what happened? What? Did I fucking knock your ass out? Did I fucking kill you, bro? Fuck, I fucking knew it. You're fucking dead, bro. He's like, face is drooping. It's bloody. He's like, you should see the other guy. As he's talking to him. He's like, yeah, I am the other guy. I knocked your ass out cold. I think we need to take you to a hospital. You may have a serious concussion. So, yeah. I don't understand the whole motivation to fight either. Like, this is another thing. It's like, why do guys have this, like, inherent, like, aggressiveness to want to just fight people? Like, what is, like, I just, like, it's not going to end well for anyone. Either you're going to kick somebody's ass, and, like, that's just, I don't really see the pleasure in that. I really don't, because it's kind of just like, at that time, everyone's kind of just like, wow, check out fucking, that guy's off the fucking chain, man. I don't think I've ever really talked about positively anybody who's just like hit somebody or knocked someone out in a street fight, unless it was like really justified, you know. But if someone who just looks around going for fights, I feel like everybody's kind of just like I don't understand. Do they expect that, like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna think I'm so sick? It's like, no, everybody doesn't want to hang around you because you're the guy who goes and fights everybody. You think people are being like, yeah, this guy's awesome, but really everyone's like, you steer clear of that fucking guy. Like, It's like, he's like, yeah, you guys want to go out? And they're like, not really, not with you. Yeah, we're going out. You're not coming out with us. We're not telling you where we're going because you're going to inevitably get into a fight, and then we're probably going to get dragged into it as well. So, you know, what do you mean? It's just, you want to fuck somebody up? Not really, dude. I kind of want to just have fun and just enjoy myself. Maybe dance a little bit, you know, do kind of the opposite of that. It's like, why does no one want to hang out with me? Because you beat the shit out of everybody. Okay? No one wants to hang out with you, dude. You're aggressive as hell. And then you're on the other side and you get your ass kicked, and it's like, and especially because you talk shit, and it's like, all right, now you're just in pain. Congratulations, you talk shit. Now you're in pain. For no reason. For absolutely no justifiable reason. Next one comes from Obi-Wan Can Blow Me. Which is... He's a Jedi Master. That's a bit reductive and a little bit insulting, okay? The guild of Obi-Wan fans is quite disappointed in you. When I was 14, I had a friend that was a track athlete. This kid was seriously the fastest person I've seen in real life. It had been raining for 3 days, and we were mostly stuck inside and bored. When the rain finally stopped, I called him, and we met up at the canal in between our houses. It was our usual meeting spot as it was halfway. He had the bright idea that we should cross the... Is this Bridge to Terabithia? Are you just describing Bridge to Terabithia? Is this guy just going to be super cocky and swing across the rope, fall into the river, hit his head, and die? Like, is this just... I don't understand the moral of that story. I really don't get it. She just died. And that's it? Like, is it just is the moral don't swing across the river? Okay. He had the bright idea that we should cross the canal, and that was at max capacity, moving very quickly. By jumping from one concrete footing to the next. Mind you, these were about 10 feet apart, but very wide. I was not interested in that. Truth is, I was scared, but I didn't want to show it. Yeah, dude, I could totally jump that. Totally. Oh, you first, though. I just, I called it, I'm going second, you first. Yeah, dude, I could, jump twice that. Why are kids so overconfident? They're just like, yeah, I jumped this yesterday when you weren't looking. I'm kind of, tired of, so I've already jumped this, a million times, so, I'll probably just go around, but, I'll probably just take the little bridge, look a little bit down, but I'm too tired. This one's kind of, lower on the bar for me. I've done it so many times. It's kind of okay. I actually think I want something like a challenge, right? I don't want to waste my energy on this. He decided to jump from one end to the next. He barely made it and declared how easy it was. At this point, the foolish pride kicks in and I made a run for it. I was comically short of making it across. So short that I hit my face first into the side of the concrete and broke my nose. What's worse is that now I was rapidly moving floodwater with my eyes blurry from breaking my nose. This track athlete buddy hopped on his bike and pedaled from that bridge to the next one and beat me there. I was desperately trying to grab onto the shore and pull myself up. But it was so wet and muddy that all I did was slow myself down a bit. He climbed down the embankment by the next set of concrete footings and started yelling at me to grab his hand. I did, and he pulled me out. He absolutely saved my life that day. This is like a short story or a short novel. But also, my bike that was left on the other bridge was stolen by the time we got back to it. Damn, people work quick in your community. There's someone just waiting in the forest. I feel like they would have had him and stalking you to get your bike. And they're just kind of like, this loser's not going to make it. I already know he's not going to make it. It's going to steal his fucking kid's bike. It's going to be gone forever. Idiot. Jeez, man. That is so tough. That's a tough one to come back from. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm literally fine. It's like, your nose is plastered sideways against your face. Like, it's actually hanging off. It's clearly completely separated. You're going to have a scar on your nose for the rest of your life. Like, your whole nostril is completely separated from your face. I can actually see your cartilage from behind. Like, I can look through your nose. If I'm standing beside you and you look to your left, I can see all the way through your nose. He's like, it's just a battle scar. Everyone goes through this. I'm just knock it back into place. He just rips his nose off. It's like, it's fine. Who doesn't lose their nose every once in a while? Okay, it's just not even. I feel like we shouldn't even be. This is not even that big of a deal. Okay, I can breathe a lot better now. Think about the upside. If you ever think about the positives, everyone's always focused on the negatives, all right? I'm more of a glass half full type of person, if you know what that is. And I would believe that now I can breathe better than anybody. Direct oxygen into my brain through my nasal cavities. Well, no. We're supposed to have a nose. You need, like, a nose is... Otherwise, we wouldn't have noses. We need a nose, okay? The nose helps filter. That's a myth. It's like an urban legend. It's power of mind type thing, okay? If I want to filter it, I'll just, like, think about it. I'll just be like, okay, I'm filtering it now. Okay, now I've filtered out my nose. Big deal. All right? Yeah, that's a tough one to look cool. At least it wasn't in front of your other friends. I feel like that would have been just embarrassing. Like, just like, yeah, I meant to do that. Wanted to be sick. It's not cool unless you draw a little blood, am I right? So I I just wanted to show you guys that it's too dangerous for you to do. That you probably shouldn't try it because it's beyond your capabilities as little children. I'm here, and I'm a year older than everybody, so think that you should probably listen to me and understand that you can't do it because I had to purposely fake not being able to do it so that you would be convinced that you can't. See my logic? Flawless. Next one comes from Kevin Pro 7. About 6 years old, having a picnic with my dad by the lake. Some ducks wander up near us. Dad says, ducks will bite you. That's silly. They don't even have teeth. Stick your finger out and see for yourself. Got bit? Cried. See, ducks are weird, man. Like, ducks are, like, if you stick your finger out at most dogs, they'll, like, probably lick it. Even a cat's probably not going to bite your finger. If you stick your finger in front of a cat, most of the time they, like, sniff your nose. They just go, they just sniff it, and then they just don't care. And same with a dog. Ducks, they're just like, they're just like, oh, what is this? A little snack you've put in front of me? Oh, are you testing me? Oh, this looks like a snack that I can eat. This beautiful appendage that's attached to this other thing. But ducks are not. Birds are hiding something, bro. I swear to God. Birds are, there's some covert shit going on. I refuse to not believe that there is some, there is some conspiracy with the birds. Okay, they're plotting something, they're planning something. Birds and their ancestors have been around a lot longer than humans and our mammal ancestors. So, they got a leg up on us. They've seen it all. They've got that history, they've got that genetic history that goes way back. They've got some of those tendencies. They've seen it all before. They've lived through, very catastrophic events. I'd believe that the birds have a bit of a leg up. So I think they're downplaying how smart they are. I honestly think the birds kind of just like, I'm going to bite you, but not even because I want to, but it's because I need to prove something. All right, I need to deceive you. I want to make it sound like, oh yeah, I'm just some dumb bird. Yeah, nice try. All right. Well, let's see who's sitting in the Oval Office come next election term, okay? Let's see who's sitting there. All right, it's going to be Scrooge McDuck. We all know. Did you see Scrooge McDuck? He had the most money. He was like a billionaire. He was like a trillionaire. Okay? Scrooge McDuck, if you want to talk conspiracy theories, Scrooge McDuck is up there, okay? He's got all the money, and that's old money. All right, that's dinosaur money. The birds, they know where all the oil's at. That's their ancestors. They already know how to control the ebb and flow. You want to know who owns the oil industry? You think it was J.D. Rockefeller, right? Standard Oil. You think it goes back like that? No. Where do you think J.D. got the idea from? All right. How do you think this stuff first started being created? I'd look into it if I were you. Birds are always at the bottom of it. Okay. Next one comes from Kalos9990. Kept dating a girl. Legit, my whole family told me to get rid of. She emotionally abused me for years, cheated on me after my dad died, and probably was during, and still, 8 years later, cries about how I'm her abuser, and blah, blah, blah. If your whole family gives you an intervention, listen. I think that's probably like a good... Yeah, I think that's a good metric of judging whether or not somebody is like a good person or a good friend in your life. If everybody else hates them... I think if everyone else in your life hates that person, you can probably be like 90% sure that person sucks. Okay, that person sucks. Most people, if you've got good people in your life, good family, they're only trying to look out for you. It's like, yeah, bro, I love seeing you get gaslit and emotionally and verbally assaulted on a daily basis. I think it's good for you, bro. I think you need to be taken down a peg. That's what she says. Is you're a little bit too too out there, too cocky. I think you just need to be you need to be humbled a little bit. So you need to be told that no one's ever going to love you, and that's why you need them, because they're the only person that's ever going to love you. So I think that's like motivating, I think, to get other people to want to like you, is you just need to be told that you're not worth anything. And if you do anything about it, they're going to go to the police. I think that screams healthy relationship to me. If anything, that screams this is stable. It's just, yeah. I mean, your family's delusional, bro. Your family, all of them, all of your immediate family, mom, dad, brother, sister, they're all delusional. I wouldn't trust them. All right, they don't know what's best for you. They've known you your whole life. And you expect them to know what's best for you? No. I'd trust the girl that you just started dating. All right, she has a different perspective. She's not blinded by their love. All right, there's no such thing as love. All right, the closest thing you're ever gonna get is from her. So, I think that you really made a right decision on this one, bro. I'm really proud of you for dating somebody that everyone hates and dislikes and is constantly manipulating you to do what they want. I think that's shows how far you've come, man. Shows how far you've come. Long ways, big journey, but some people never get to be where you're at, man. Some people never get to be as happy as you. Oh, that's, yeah. This is a reply from FYO Couch Eddie. This is an important lesson. If everyone who loves you says your significant other's bad news, it's probably not because they're all wrong. They're seeing something you are blind to. Yeah. I think it's if you're getting multiple accounts, right? This is this idea. This is like a scientific idea, right? It's the idea of replication. Right? If one person did one study, what's going to prove the efficacy of whatever you're studying even more is if it's that result can be replicated time after time. And I think a lot of people would agree that if you're kind of just being like, you guys don't know what's going on. All right, I keep hearing this, that my girlfriend's bad news. She's not a good person. But you know what? I don't believe you. I think you guys are. I think you guys are the delusional ones. I think that's almost like anti-science in a way. I think it's anti-inquiry. Next one comes from Miserable Rap 4914. Archery hunting on about 300 acres of hardwoods with about 150 acres cattle pasture. I had crossed over the electric barbed wire 100 times. Oh, I can already see where this is going. Usually just by placing my backpack or something similar on the fence to push it down enough for me to step over. Once I lazily used my bow to push it down, and the limbs slipped while my crotch was dead nuts over the electric fence. Despite multiple layers on, that fence fried my ass and nuts so bad my kidneys and bladder felt it. I fucked around and found out. Bro, I don't think a layer of cargo pants is gonna protect you from electrocution. Electrical current. I really don't think that it's like, what? I literally wore an extra sweater and I got electrocuted. That's like being confused that you wore a raincoat to like outside while it was storming and you got struck by lightning and you're like, I was literally wearing a raincoat though. Can we not look into this? I was legitimately wearing protective gear against what happens when it rains. All right. And I got struck by lightning. So who can I sue here? Mother Nature? Is there someone I can sue, please? Because God, I don't know. Like the universe is, because this is bullshit. You're at the lawyer's office. He's like, unfortunately, we don't have the correct mechanisms in place to sue Mother Nature. That's been a lawsuit plaguing humanity for quite some time. It's never quite been done. Nature can be a bitch. All right, I'm sure you've heard that, but nature can be tough. It's you can't sue the river that you drowned in. Unfortunately, you only really have to blame yourself, especially for a situation like this. Yeah, this is what happens when people like I'm guilty of this too. You've done something dangerous like 100 times, but you're just like used to doing it, and then you do it on the 100th time, and you end up really seriously hurting yourself, and you're like, "What the fuck? Why the fuck? I fucking hurt myself. What the fuck?" It's like, yeah, okay, well, you were climbing like 20 feet up in the air and you fell. All right, you broke your wrist. You like, no wonder. Okay. 20 feet, maybe not 20 feet. That's pretty high. Well, maybe 15 feet or say. I don't even know. What's like a ladder? How tall is a ladder? But anyways, you could probably seriously injure yourself falling from even like 5 feet. I swear, on like a step ladder, you could probably break your back. So, we all get a little cocky sometimes. But an electric fence? That's a tough one. So, Michael, I understand that you are trying to get back on the dating scene, and you're here to speed date. So, but it says here that you're not interested in having kids, or you don't want to have kids. It's what is that a deal breaker for you? Well, you see here, I had a situation, and me and an electric fence got into a bit of a tussle, and I no longer have testicles. They don't exist. And actually, this might be seen as a positive, but I can't go to the bathroom anymore because my butthole has been sealed shut. Yeah, it's been completely sealed shut. There's nothing coming out of there. It's impossible. The electric fence kind of just fused it together, and that's kind of the gist of it. Are you interested in adoption, or... You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put no. I'm just going to go ahead and put no for adoption. Maybe kids are not for you. I don't know if you really strike us as a great role model per se. I don't know if that's I don't think that we look after children here, and I don't think that you'd be someone that we want them to look up to. Okay? Nothing against you per se, really. It's just you fried your balls off on an electric fence solely because of neglect. I think we all our young male children would prefer to keep their testicles. That's just my opinion on the matter. Don't worry, you'll find someone, though. Next one comes from Active Letterhead 275. I ran for Congress thinking I could change the world. It nearly ruined my life. Took years to recover professionally and emotionally. Yeah. You're looking for meaning in life? Try traditional politics. Works out for a lot of people. It's been working out great so far. We are very politically stable. It's not like we have a giant mob running everything. And it's not like we don't have a choice in who gets elected at the end of the day. And it's not like policy decisions are end up being made in the favor of massive corporations. Couldn't be farther from the truth. Because who has more power, money, and resources than the most monopolized industries on the planet? No, couldn't be that. Why don't you run for state senator? That's going to fix everything. Yeah, they'll really kick out the massive oil companies and the fracking. That's really going to be the solution to the problem. Yeah. Traditional politics generally is always made an impact. No, it's not just like a giant boys club. Who told you that? Don't say that. You're on camera. You know you're not supposed to say that. You're on record. I don't know if you guys have seen The Boys, but The Boys is kind of all about how civilians have no power over anything, and we are constantly being manipulated by the forces that be. Why don't we put it that way? The powers that be. And The Boys is a very good commentary on that. Because when people get power, like political power, it's interesting when you put political power into like such few people's hands, they tend to be assholes. All right? It doesn't tend to bode well for these people. It doesn't tend to be like, you know what? I just got all the power in the world, and I'm going to be a great guy about this. I'm going to be really chill. I'm going to be the type of politician everyone likes and wants, all right? I'm going to switch. I had to deceive, manipulate to get my way to the top here. I had to do so much backstabbing to get my way here, but you know what? I've changed. Sitting in this seat with being able to press that nuclear button right next to me has really shifted my perspective. Next one comes from Hermit Bottle. 17 years old, trying to impress a girl by jumping off a relatively high, maybe 50-foot cliff to the sea. Lots of guys did it and was telling me it's fun. I jumped feet first, broke my right shin bone, and calcaneus, I don't know. I'm not a medical person. On impact. Sharp pain up to my hips. Can't paddle with my leg and got pulled up by one of the guys and spent a summer in a cast. Yes, I regretted it. This is what... I don't understand this. Jumping off a giant cliff to impress a girl. It's like, hey, want to see me jump to my death? Want to see me take myself out of the running for potential partner for you? Because I'm going to kill myself right in front of you, not because I'm depressed, but because I'm stupid. How about that? Does that turn you on? Oh my God, nothing turns me on like watching a man fall to his death because of pure ignorance. Oh my goodness. Can we get married? I want to have your babies. Yeah, I don't understand that. He's like, yeah, hey babe, check this out. Broke my fucking shin. Yeah, it's pretty sick, isn't it? She's like, ew. She's like, that's fucking disgusting. Why the fuck would you do that? That's like a terrible decision. This just is letting me know that you have a really horrible decision-making ability. You are incredibly impulsive, and you lack a sense of judgment. I think that's all that. Like, I don't understand what the idea is. Like, this, what is it called? Is it called, hold up, I need to look this up. Is it... Never mind. Anyways, okay, never mind. Anyways, yeah, I don't this showmanship, this sense of, like to just show off. Like, it's like, what are we, peacocks? Am I supposed to be fluttering around for you, waving my little wings? Look, babe. Guess whose colors are brighter today? Because... by colors, I mean my leg is bleeding, and I'm bleeding out all over the place. I hope you like red, babe. I saw that lipstick you had on, babe. Red, and I was like, sure. Might as well make my own. Want to put it on your lips? It's all my blood. It's literally bleeding out. I've probably bled out 1 liter of blood right now. I'm gonna donate it to you, babe. I'm gonna donate this blood to you because I love you. It's like... this is disgusting. I'm 100% convinced that your blood is contaminated with something. You are making terrible life choices. Yeah, you can't play that off. You really can't play that off. You just broke every bone in both of your feet, and you're just like, doesn't even hurt. Couldn't feel a thing. Literally, didn't feel a single thing. How about somebody else jumps now? I'm gonna slip away. Can someone drive me? My feet don't work. Next one comes from J. Kudu. I ran track and cross country in college. Not exactly amazing or top dog, but very solid. Bro wasn't the top dog. Wow. You weren't the top G, bro? You were not top dog? Top D? Top D. But very solid. Ran D1, all that. I know. I apologize too. It's the Dopic who doesn't like my brain rot speaking, but it's funny. Ran D1, all that. The real reason I was good is just that I was very resilient. I could basically run a shitload of mileage without getting hurt. Naturally, that made me better at long distances. 5K, 10K, and longer were my strengths. So the year after I graduated undergrad, I trained to try to hit the U.S. Olympic marathon trial standard. I went entirely too hard. It's not just that I was running 110 mile plus weeks at 22, but I was doing a lot of the mileage way too fast and wasn't taking proper rest. And to boot, most people who run high mileage run 2 to 3 times per day, but I insisted on doing as few as 2 a days as possible. However, I did hit the trial standard, but majorly fucked up my leg while doing it. That was my first major injury as an athlete, and it was the one that ended my running career. I 100% regret it. Fucked around thinking I was invincible. Found out I'm definitely not. This is what happens too when you just get older. I was at the gym today, and I did squats for the first time in probably a year, because I'm just neglectful of hitting legs. You know, you can make fun of me. And I expect you to. I really do. I do expect you to. My calves are looking pretty good, but I'm actually kind of looking distorted. I've always had naturally big calves, but my thighs are actually now disproportionately small, which makes me look a little strange. I have like a if the hourglass figure was upside down, that's kind of how I'm looking right now. Very broad in the shoulders, a little bit skinny around the thigh region, and then for some reason my calves are just balloons, just. It's like, yeah, I know thighs are kind of the thing, thick thighs, but check out my fucking calves. Natural, baby. But anyways, I tried to hit legs today, and I think I pulled both of my hamstrings. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't stretch before you haven't hit legs in literally a year. So, that's so sad, though. That's almost just like I'm gonna be a fucking Olympian. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And then the doctor's like, you'll probably never run longer than 5K for the rest of your life. You have utterly destroyed all the cartilage in your knees, like 30 years before you should have. You're not supposed to be running 110 miles in 1 week. I think you're only going to be able to walk straight. You can only walk in a straight line. No turning for you. If you turn, your legs, I think the knee, your thigh, like the top of your leg and the bottom of your leg are going to just slip. They'll just slip right off. So, unfortunately, that's what happens when humans are not meant to travel 110 miles like that. I think that's kind of more of a pursuit for a car. If you're going to go was it 110 miles? Yeah, 110 plus miles. Just drive. I think you might as well just be better off driving. It'd save you the lifespan of your body. Next one comes from Kirko28. Talk shit on a sub about my specific field and was stupidly put details in about myself and was subsequently caught in the sub and terminated. Why would you do that? I hate this company. I despise them. Oh yeah, by the way, all my credentials are in my bio. In case you're wondering, here is a link to my LinkedIn profile. And these are my bosses. I hate each and every single one of them. This is my department, and here's the head of HR, in case anyone is wondering. I hate my company and all of the people that work there. What's the thought behind that? Like, make a burner account or something if you want to complain so bad. And so, yeah, I fucking hate my boss. I just want to... Oh, if only I could just get in the boxing ring with him. Oh, I'd whoop his ass. I tagged him in this, by the way. Yo, boss man, check it out. Tag your ass. Ah, you're fired. You made threats about wanting to physically assault me. Like, you're fired. Like, I don't see where you thought that this was going to go. So what? I just said I fucking wanted to punch you in the fucking face. What's the big deal? What, we can't just have to... What, it's locker room talk, all right? Just boy talk. Can we not just we can't talk shit anymore? We can't razz the boss a bit anymore? What is this? What does this turn into? What is the workplace? We can't even have fun in the workplace? It's like, No, you threatened to physically assault someone violently multiple times. You posted in multiple different subreddits about this. I don't see why you're thinking that this is just chill. This is obviously not chill. I think we might actually have to call the police. We're kind of worried. We have a restraining order on hold right now for you. Next one comes from Frank Sarno. On a construction site, I didn't want to be a baby and take the stairs down 3 flights to get to the can. Didn't want to be a baby? What does that even mean? Like, what? Didn't want to be a baby because you had to pee? And you didn't want to take the stairs? The stairs seem like... I don't understand. Like, the stairs seem like... I feel like a baby would be like taking some sort of elevator or some sort of like other contraption. Like, you're just lowering yourself down from like a well thing. You're like standing in the well bucket. It's like, check it out. This is badass. It's like, everyone's kind of looking around like, this man is going to die. We're witnessing final moments right now. Figured I could just climb down the scaffolding like a real man. No one's ever thought that, dude. That never even crossed someone's mind. I bet the biggest, jockiest, most dudiest dude is walking down the stairs like, yeah, that's the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen. The first step onto the metal piping was fine. The dew on the second step caused my foot to slip, and I fell, hitting my chin on the way down, smashing my shin about halfway down and bounced off something hard just as I hit the ground. Luckily, feet first. I also learned that there was another actual working bathroom on the second floor. Well, you definitely found out. That's for sure. You 100% found out. Like, I don't understand. He's like, check me out. I'm so fucking sick. Watch me just climb this fucking scaffolding. The biggest dude, most macho guy is like, this is a death sentence. No one told you to do this. No one said this was sick. Literally nobody said that what you were doing was cool. It's like, check me out, I'll climb the scaffolding like a fucking boss. It's like, who said that was... No one's talking... Like, why would you think that this is like something cool? This is just against all... You're violating all construction codes and workplace safety regulations. This, like, you're fired, bro. Like, you're fired. Like I don't know what to say, man. Like, you're literally fired. This is breaking every rule we have in the book. Oh yeah, and instead of walking down the stairs like a normal person, I'm going to climb the scaffolding like I'm fucking Spider-Man. That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. You need to, again, reevaluate the decision-making process. Next one comes from Kitosaki. Join the army to get shot at. Got shot at, 0 out of 10, do not recommend. 7 out of 10 experience for the people I met along the way, though. Bro, you join a local football team if you want to meet people. Join a local softball league. Okay, join some sort of local basketball. There's literally endless amounts of local sports you could participate in. I really don't think joining the army is like the first one that should be on the list to just make new friends. Yeah, just looking to find some new people in the city and looking to get introduced and acquainted with the local life. So I joined the military, and I'm getting shipped overseas. And I got bullets shot at me as part of a drill. It's like, yeah, you know what? Whatever it takes to make some friends, though. You know, I'm always down for it. It's like, but I feel that you kind of just took the most extreme possible decision you could have made. Also, join the army to get shot at? That's why you're joining the army? That seems like the last reason why people join the army. It's like, I joined the army because I needed some discipline in my life. I needed to turn things around. My life was not going the direction that I wanted it to, and I really think the military offered me, some structure in my life. Why did you join? Yeah, I joined because I needed education, and military offers education, so I got my degree, put myself through school, and now I graduated with no debt, so it's I'm thankful for the military for doing that for me. Why did you join? I joined because I want to die. I joined because there is a thrill, there is no thrill that I could possibly chase that is more powerful than the feeling of being shot at with a gun, than having bullets whiz by thinking to yourself, wow, I almost just died right then and there. Nothing better than that. It's just, it's a high I'm trying to chase. Some people free solo rock climb or, jump out of airplanes for fun. No. I play Russian roulette by myself. Just for the thrill, just to feel something, just give myself a little boost of energy. It's nothing hits just like it. It's just kind of like, ooh, like I'm gonna just fucking put a bullet through my fucking brain. That's just kind of, it's exhilarating. You should try it. Here, why don't we just try right now? Oh, oops, you lost. Sorry. Oh, my bad. Fuck. Oh, damn. Oh, it's never happened to me before. Fuck. I'm not going to get charged for murder, right, though? We're in the military. All right, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of the Red Asks Us podcast. This was so fun. So fun. I had such a great time today. It's always fun hanging out with everybody and making some jokes and having some laughs and gaffs with the gang. Please remember to leave us a rating and also leave us a review on the show, on whatever streaming platform you happen to listen to. It helps out the show so much. Respond to this week's episode on either the subreddit r/Reddit Asks Us or my YouTube channel, Reddit Asks Us, or hopefully the Q&A feature function will be back, or the comments feature. Excuse me. Remember to check out my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, Reddit Asks Us, where I post new short-form content every single day. Answer the poll, and I'll read that out on next week's episode. And other than that, I bid you all adieu, and I love each and every single one of you. I hope you all have amazing rest of your weeks, or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.